Hello and welcome to another powerful group SFT tapping event. This one is called the Declaration of Universal Interdependence. We are recording this on the 4th of July, 2024, Independence Day in America. I'm Marvin Schneider.
And I'm Jen Ward. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Of course, we have in the studio our regulars who are participating with us in energy and in their real life on Zoom. Say hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. Always good to have a group of people to help us do this work. Jen, 4th of July, Independence Day in America. Of course, I'm not American, so, it's always interesting doing commentary about current affairs in America and topics in America. But, you're from America. You're now in Australia. 4th of July. Is it an important day?
I hate it. I hate the fireworks. I hate what it represents because it's gotten away from appreciating the soldiers, and it's gotten to conditioning people to those fireworks. You know what fireworks are supposed to depict? War. So it's reprogramming and conditioning people to rally around war. So I think it's kind of designed by the war complex to keep people interested. That's my take on it.
Well, never having sat through a 4th of July in America, but I'm guessing, yes, there are fireworks. But, there's parades and other celebrations as well. And of course, those that have been following us for a little while will know that we published our Declaration of Universal Interdependence, and that will be the core underpinning of this tapping event. And it is a mirror and an upgrade to the original Declaration of Independence, July the 4th, 1776, if my history serves me correctly. And the thing is, as a non-American, looking at the significance of that particular declaration back in the day, and we're talking the late 1700s, I'm guessing this was quite a radical move. It was a big thing to declare on behalf of the colonies, 13, if my history serves correctly, declare themselves independent of a monarchy. And that must have been quite a thing back in the day.
Absolutely. But one thing people don't understand unless they pay attention is back then, it wasn't all sunshine and, what do you say, beer and Skittles? Wasn't all sunshine and roses. There was contentious debates over and over again. And it took a lot of cunning and a lot of convincing to get people to agree, those state representatives to agree, because a lot of people were still into King George. So a lot of what we're seeing play out right now is the Akashic records of that time playing out in real time, where it's just as contentious to keep democracy right now. It's yeah. So these engrams of 1776 are being relived right now, and that's part of what we're addressing.
The late 1700s, the level of consciousness that existed then, compared to the level of consciousness that exists today, and I'm not saying that we're, fully enlightened as a species by any stretch of the imagination, but the times were different. And that Declaration of Independence and the Constitution that was then formed a decade or a bit later, from my perspective, reflected a level of consciousness which was, fairly old and not fit for purpose for where we are today. And so the foundations of that democracy, at least from my perspective, while they were radical and new for the day and completely, forward thinking, right now is not fit for purpose. And so we have crafted our Declaration of Universal Interdependence to reflect a higher state of consciousness. And that's what we are featuring today in this tapping event.
Absolutely. So we're at a tipping point in consciousness. Humanity does not know how to go forward. They don't have a understanding of what's expected in higher consciousness, how to be. So they're at a stalemate. They're at their highest pinnacle of understanding of the state of consciousness. So instead of embrace something new that nobody has written down, thank you, Marvin has, what they're doing is trying to romanticize the ignorance of 200 years ago. They're banning books. They're rolling back female rights. They're delegitimizing, gay marriage and all these things because they're trying to pull consciousness back 200 years because they don't know what to do in the present day. They don't know how to go forward. What we're doing here is so needed. People who are waking up want to know how to be accountable, want to know how to go forward in higher consciousness. They don't have any reference point. What we're doing here with the Declaration of Universal Interdependence is giving those who are ready for a reference point to move forward into higher consciousness. And when more people move forward into higher consciousness, the rest will get over their fears and be able to put their toe in the water and join the learning curve.
So the fundamental underpinning or premise of our declaration, and by the way, it's not really, I'm not going to call it our declaration because I want this to be universal so I'm going to call it the Declaration of Universal Interdependence is fundamentally founded on a notion and the principles of higher consciousness and an understanding of the purpose of life in its broadest perspective, and that's life with a capital L. What I mean by that is life, all life, the life of everything, everywhere in the universe. So think of it in its most broadest context. And then understanding how that then dovetails into the purpose of individual life, your life, my life, Jen's life, Joe's life. That's life with a small l. And how that connects with the idea of higher consciousness. Jen, do you want to talk on that topic a little bit?
Right. So all of us are expounding in energy, and we're becoming more of a manifestation of our beyond our limitations. My old saying is we're a sound frequency and a light emanation woven together in the illusion of form. Well, something's happening in current events now that's really disturbing, is that bands of our light emanation are being subjugated. What do I mean like that? Part of us are identifying with blue, which is a band of light. It's a vibration. And some of us are identifying with red, which is a band of energy. And so the problem with that is that those bands of light are energy that we're not accessing because it's the enemies. We have to get over demonizing light, like red is, the bad guy, or red is autocracy and blue is freedom. What we have to do is take back those bands of frequencies for ourselves. It's like I find myself, even as aware as I am, having an aversion to red because it's, MAGA. It's like, that's not right. Before it was MAGA, it was Russia. Remember when we all watched the Olympics as kids? We rooted for the people in blue because those were Americans, those were freedom, and red was Russia. It was totalitarian. Well, that still exists in those subjugations of those colors. We have to free red. We have to free the color red. And so if you want to do taps as your homework, do the energetic cleanse on the subjugation of the color red. Because even though you don't think of yourself as a light emanation or a sound frequency, there's factions who know how to subjugate, who know that this is important. That's why there's such a big push with the red mega hats. It's important to be aware of these things, even on a subtle level. And if something disturbs you, but you don't know why, scrutinize it. There's a reason why. Listen to your inner compass and then figure it out. Ask questions and figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, just do the energetic cleanse on something close to it, and then that will stir up your inner compass to figure out what's really going on.
Wow. I'm always fascinated when I hear your perspectives on various things. And of course, I've heard the emanation of light and a frequency of sound woven together in the illusion of form many times. But interesting that you've picked up on the light frequency bit at the moment and the two waveforms, red and blue. But it's an interesting contrast. And yes, those waveforms have been demonized by those that have a preference in one color frequency, demonizing the other, and that is kind of part of the problem.
But here's the thing: each of those frequencies does depict a certain vibration of experience. Like blue is expansive, more creative, more thoughtful, and dare I say, for the Democrats right now, they're being called passive. But that's a reflection of the color blue. Now, red is bombastic and in your face and moving, and it seems more powerful. So we have to put the power back into our own essence.
I mean, as fascinating as that is, I think for the most part, today's event is transcending current events. We do lots of tapping events that 100% intersect with current events. But this one is sort of really seeking to lift beyond that. And what I'd like to do is read from the Declaration of Universal Interdependence to set the scene, and then we're going to do a whole bunch of SFT taps to breathe life into that document and the movement towards universal empowerment and reconstituting the way that humanity interacts as the collective in universal empowerment, or to promote universal empowerment. So there's a fairly broad agenda that's going on behind the scenes, Jen. If you like this content and you appreciate the work that we're doing to uplift all of humanity and to help heal your body, mind, and soul, please consider becoming a Jenuine Healing premium content subscriber. Simply jump onto the Jenuine Healing website, jenuinehealing.com with a J, and click on the purchase button on the top menu. Scroll down, there's a premium content option. Click on that, sign up. It's a simple monthly plan for $20 a month, and you will have access to all of the premium content that we put up on the Jenuine Healing website. We look forward to catching you next time, and bye for now.